Hey friends, I have found this company, Nutrisense, and these are continuous glucose monitors, but it's not like the ones that you get at your doctor's office. First of all, you absolutely need a prescription to get a continuous glucose monitor. And I don't know if you guys remember a while back when I was working with Dr. Boz, she prescribed me one just so we can kind of see what was happening with my glucose. With that monitor that the doctor gives you, you have to physically scan it to see what it does every time. So you have to be awake, and you have to scan it often to know what's happening before you eat, while you eat, after you eat, for 15, 30, 45 minutes, hour and a half, 2 hours. It's a lot of scanning that you have to remember to do. So I really liked that experiment, but the only thing I did with it was test things like skinny syrups that I wanted to see if they were going to spike my glucose. Because the whole reason why I'm doing this is because if I trigger a really big spike in my glucose, it's going to have an insulin response. And we all know that insulin is what stores the fat. So the goal is for me not to get a glucose spike of over 130. 130, there's been studies that have been done. Anything over 130 starts oxidative stress. Now, anybody who's overweight, even a lot, you are going to have some form of insulin resistance, and that's what I battle with. So I really try hard to make sure the insulin levels stay low based on what I eat, and that's why I eat keto. I do low carb and keto. Sometimes I'm strict, sometimes I'm not. But I found this company, Nutrisense, and I was like, well, why are they different? Why are they different from me just going to the doctor and seeing if I can get a continuous glucose monitor? Well, first of all, not everybody can get a continuous glucose monitor because you have to be pre-diabetic, or there has to be a reason why your insurance would cover this. Luckily, with this program, they have doctors and dietitians on staff, so you still will get a prescription for it, but they will send it to you. Honestly, I don't know why. I think everybody should have access to this information. Everybody should know what's happening within their body and how your body reacts to certain foods. Here's the thing. Have you ever been in the groups, and maybe you're in the keto groups or the low carb groups, and somebody says the forbidden word banana? Like, you cannot have a banana on keto. I mean, it's a huge no-no. It's the highest carb. It's one of the highest carbs fruits, the highest carb count in that fruit. So it's always been a huge no-no, and honestly, it's been a trigger. You can't have that. Yes, I can. There's lots of controversies. Well, guess what? I'm going to share with you. I've been doing this for a little bit now, and I didn't stay strict keto because I wanted to see how my body reacted to this. And I've got so many things that I want to share with you. First of all, there's 4 main reasons, I think, why things that you need to know when you're trying to lose weight about your glucose. So it's all about food. You need to definitely watch your food. You need to be low carb for sure. You definitely have to have some sort of movement, some sort of exercise. You definitely need to be getting good sleep. You know, those cortisol levels need to come down. You need to relax. You need to reset. Sleep is super important. Stress. There's so many other factors in weight loss and overall health, but I would say those are probably the top 4. And I'm so excited because the next video that I bring on, I'm going to bring on the lady I've been working with. Her name is Carly. She is the sweetest lady. She is the registered dietitian who has been helping me understand what my readings mean. And we have been doing tests together to see how my body reacts. And this is going to be exciting because you get to watch, and we're going to show you some of the things that we've learned and differences between different people. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to put it on. So I'm opening the box. This is what you get. There's a neat little card in here that tells you about their app. This is their app, and it kind of walks you through exactly how to put this on. Get started in 3 easy steps. It really is pretty easy. Honestly, I was a bit freaked out when I first did this because the thought of sticking a needle in your arm is not fun. But let me tell you, I no longer think of this thing as a needle. I think of it as almost like the finest little hair that goes in your arm because you literally don't even feel it. Okay, this is what it looks like. It comes in a package like this. We're gonna open it. It has this, this is the device. Actually, that's the device that helps you put it on. This is going to be what goes on your arm. It's basically a little flat thing with a little bitty tiny needle that comes up and a sticky, so it stays on. This will stay on for 2 weeks. This is good for only 2 weeks. They also give you some alcohol preps, and in the box they also give you some extra adhesive, very sticky medical grade Band-Aids so that you can stick it on your monitor. So I'm probably going to need help getting it to stick. I'm going to need help from somebody else to get it to stick just right because you don't want it all messed up. But I can show you how to put on the monitor. So first I'm going to open the little alcohol pad. Now, first thing first, where do you put it? They don't suggest that if you sleep on your side, which I do, I sleep on this side. Usually I sleep on my back or I sleep on this side. So they don't want you to put it on the side in which you sleep because you don't want that thing, you know, like jammed into your arm. And they want you to put it like under your arm. So it's just kind of hidden. So I'm going to go ahead and prep the area in which I want it to be done. Super easy. Okay. Let that dry a little bit. I had one on and you can see I have a little mark from the last one I had on. Okay, so once you open this, you really need to put it on. Okay, this is dry now. Yeah, this is pretty dry. You want to make sure it's completely clean and completely dry before you put it on because you need it to stick for 2 weeks. Okay, I'm opening it up. This is what it looks like in the inside. You can't really see anything, but this little mark right here, when we open this, here we go. Okay, it just clicked because I had to do it pretty hard, but you unscrew it. And then what you're going to do is you are going to load this thing into here. This is the device that you put it on. This little mark right here, can you see? You're going to line it up with this indentation right here. And that's what the instructions tell you as well. The instructions are really little, but it does say it on there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to press this down. There's the indentation. I'm going to line it up right there, as you can see. And then I'm going to make sure it's completely right and press it down. Voila. Now, what that did is that took the device and loaded it into the thing that you're going to press on your arm. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but that little bitty pokey thing right there, that little bitty thing. God, can you see that? Yeah, there it is. That is the needle. It's super tiny. Okay. Now what you do is you're going to find the place on your arm. Let's see, I cleaned, oops, wrong arm. I cleaned this arm. So this is where I want it. And I want it right about there. I want it kind of under my arm. And then you just press. And that's it. It's in. Like, I'm a big baby, and if I can do that, you can do that. Because it really doesn't feel like anything. Okay, so we have the device in. Easy peasy. It sticks. When I had my first one on, it sticks really well. The sticky part on this device works well, but they do give you extra stickies, medical grade stickies, because if you're in the water, if you walk a lot, you sweat a lot, when you're taking a shower, you don't want to pull on it because you don't want it to lose its adhesive. So you get extra Band-Aids to put on. Now, be careful when taking them off, though, because when you pull this Band-Aid off, it will take off the device with it. So if you're changing the Band-Aid in between uses, you really need to make sure you peel it, get some help, hold on to the device, peel it slowly so you're not taking the device out of your arm. Once the device is out of your arm, you can't put it back in. Okay, so the next thing you do is you download the Nutrisense app, and they have the little QR reader codes, or you can just search Nutrisense, and then you're gonna pair your device. So now the neat thing about this is once you get signed up, there's monthly subscriptions. I did 1 month already. I'm about to do another month. You can try it they have a 2-week trial where you can just do one and do just a quick trial, but I can tell you right now, you're gonna want this information. Once you know how your body reacts to certain foods and exercise, and you know what's happening in your body, you can just do this for a month or two and test everything you want so that you know whether you're sensitive to bananas, maybe you're sensitive to rice, maybe you're sensitive to dairy, maybe that's what's causing you to stall. I mean, there's so many things. Maybe something you're eating first thing in the morning is spiking your glucose and keeping it high all day, and that's not allowing you to lose weight. That was happening to me. It's refreshing to finally know what's happening. So when you go to sign up, you can do a 2-week trial. I did that thinking, oh, that's the cheaper version, let's do that. And oh my God, I had to do a full month. And I'm on my 2nd month because there's things that you want to test. There's things that I want to know. Once you know this information, you really don't have to do it again because you know the information. Here's the best part. It's not just the CGM. It's not just all this information. The best part is the lady that I've been working with, everybody is assigned a registered dietitian. They see your numbers, they see what's happening, and in the app, you can actually, I don't like to track my food, you can totally track all of your macros if you want to. I don't like to, but you can. And after you track, you can, she can see all of your information. Me, I didn't want to track, so I made it super simple, and I just took pictures of my food and just wrote a description of what it was. I tend to eat a lot of the same things. So for breakfast, it's usually hard-boiled eggs, eggs over easy, scrambled eggs, and maybe sausage. Afternoon, it's probably black tea with a little bit of heavy cream with sugar-free syrup. For lunch, you know, sometimes I'll skip breakfast, sometimes I'll have lunch, sometimes I'll just have lunch and dinner, sometimes I'll just do 1 meal a day, sometimes I have 3 meals a day, it just depends. But when I was tracking my food, I told her I didn't want to track, I would take pictures of my food, and I just took pictures and I labeled them. You take the picture, I labeled it drink, I labeled it breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, dessert, whatever you want. I made sure to take the picture while I was eating it, because when you take the picture and you're logging your meals, on their analytic dashboard on the app, it shows you a pin as to when you ate. So you can see what happens after. Now here is the absolute best part, is that once you scan, how you scan your glucose monitor is you know what, I didn't pair mine yet. Let's see. Okay, you hit the scan button, and then you just, that little beep told me it scanned my monitor. All you have to do is that once every 8 hours, and it will continue scanning it. You don't have to scan it like all the other continuous glucose monitors out there. It's amazing. When you scan it, it marks the date, the time, and what your level is. In the beginning, you might have to calibrate your level, but your nutritionist or your dietitian will walk you through that. I've been in contact with my dietitian probably, if not every day, every other day, just because if I eat just my regular foods and I eat keto, my levels stay perfect and there's really nothing to look at. But I wanted to do this for an experiment to see what new foods that aren't keto and how they were going to react. I've been doing keto for 4 years. I should have fixed a lot of my insulin resistance. I should have fixed a lot of things. So now's the time for me to start experimenting to see, can I have a banana? How will my body react if I have an orange? Now, I haven't had sugar in a very long time, so my body's probably going to freak out if I have some sugar. But if you can scan the app once every 8 hours, it will continually scan it without you having to manually scan it. And I think that, along with the dietitian, is what makes this particular program top-notch, because you don't have, I can't tell you how many times I tried to scan the other one, and if you don't set an alarm for every 15 minutes for you to scan it, you forget, you get busy, you're watching TV, or you went somewhere, and you forget, and then you got to do the whole test all over again. So that was the most frustrating part. And so this is the most exciting part for this program. I will warn you, the program is expensive. It's $350 a month. The way I looked at that is I got access to somebody who told me how I should eat, how better ways to sleep, the timing of my meals. I felt like I had a dietitian walking along with me everywhere I went to know exactly what I ate. Because all I do is take a picture, and then she would tell me, hey, Jennifer, yesterday when you ate breakfast, this happened. Don't eat this for breakfast, but if you want to eat that for breakfast, if you want to eat that particular food, you're very sensitive to it. Eat it for lunch and do this for breakfast so that we can stop those spikes. Because I was still eating keto and there was still some things happening. So this is a really good way for you to figure that out. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about is I'm in the water a lot. I'm always on the lake, always out on the boat, always swimming. These little doohickey Band-Aids that they give you, they're not too good for in the water. I found this is called, it's a 3M product, and it's a very light medical tape. It almost feels like a cloth, but it's super, super sticky and super light. And the name of it is called Micropore. I will link it in the comments below. But this is the only tape that I found that will allow me to swim in the water for like an hour or two without the thing falling off. Because once you pay for this, you don't want it falling off. So you want to do everything you can to preserve it. So this is a little hack if you are in the water a lot or you're athletic and you know you're going to sweat a lot. I mean, you can go with it in the shower. It's just showers are quick. You're not soaking in the water. If you're soaking in the water, this is the tape you should get. Okay, stay tuned, because next video I am inviting Carly on because I want her to talk. I want her to share a bit of her expertise. She is amazing. She is full of knowledge, and she has done so many tests on herself, but even more so, she has seen all of the results from tons of people who have gone through their company, and she can tell you pitfalls. She can tell you what she mainly sees. She can tell you hacks to where if you want to lose weight, you just need to look out for little bitty things. And it is so exciting. I can't wait to have her on. So stay tuned, because next is a video with Carly. And I will probably post another couple of videos. I have a few stories of things that happened to me in my first round of using the continuous glucose monitor with Nutrisense. And I want to tell you guys those stories because it is shocking. Sometimes just changing the time that you eat will change your weight loss. Stay tuned.